So today we are going to discuss about the light emitting diode. Okay, this is commonly known as LED, which is a semiconductor light source that emits the light when current flows through it. Electrons in the semiconductor recombine with electron holes, releasing energy in the form of photons. The color of the light corresponding to the energy of the photons is determined by the energy required for electrons to cross the band gap. So this is the energy gap which we have learned in the PN junction, means in the very first of the semiconductor devices of the semiconductor. White light is obtained by using the multiple semiconductors or a layer of light emitting phosphor on the semiconductor device. As we know that in case of fluorescent tube CFL, we use a phosphor coating inside the glass because for eliminating a visible white light. In case of LED, here we also use a multiple semiconductors or a layer of light emitting phosphor, okay, for emitting the white light. So these are some that pictures of LED, different types of LED, okay. So now we are going to the construction. We are going to discuss about the construction of an LED. There are three semiconductor layers on a substrate. So to deposit three semiconductor layers on the substrate, the three semiconductor layers deposited on the substrate are N-type semiconductor, P-type semiconductor, and the active region. So at first there are N-type semiconductor. Above N-type semiconductor there are P-type semiconductor, and above that there is an active region. So this is an active region. Active region is present in between the N-type. So there is a mistake. This is P-type, this is N-type, and the active region is in between N-type and P-type. Okay, these are active regions. When LED is forward biased, the free electrons from N-type semiconductor and holes from P-type semiconductor are pushed towards the active region. So from P there are number of holes, and N-type there are number of electrons. So when the LED is forward biased, then the holes are pushed toward the active region from the P-type P layer, and the electrons are pushed toward the active region from the N layer. When the free electron from N side and holes from the P side recombine with the opposite charge carriers in the active region, or an invisible or a visible light is emitted. So when they are recombined in the active region, either visible or invisible light is emitted. In LED, most of the charge carriers recombine at active region. Therefore, most of the light is emitted by the active region. The active region is also called the depletion region. Okay. So, the LED is forward bias, means the anode is positive and cathode is negative, and it is reverse bias, means anode is negative, cathode is positive. Okay. Now the working principle, how LED works. The working principle of LED is based on the quantum theory. Okay. The quantum, what is the quantum theory? Quantum theory says that when electron comes down from the higher energy level to a lower energy level, then some energy emits from the proton. The photon energy is equal to the energy gap between these two energy levels. If the PN junction diode is in the forward bias, then the current flows toward the diode. So the working principle is very simple. This is a introductory part. Okay. So if we discuss elaborately, then this is an PN junction diode, PN diode. Okay. So there are holes. This layer is the depletion layer or active layer. This is N type. As this is forward bias, P is positive and N is negative. So a PN junction can convert absorbed light energy into proportional electric current. Okay. The same process is reversed here, that is PN junction emits light when electrical energy is applied to it. So here what happened? Uh, Electric energy is applied to a PN junction diode and then PN junction diode emits the energy. This phenomenon is generally called electroluminescence, which can be defined as the emission of light from a semiconductor under the influence of an electric field. So what is electroluminescence? It is the emission of light from a semiconductor under the influence of an electric field. Okay. The charge carriers recombine in the forward bias PN junction as the electrons cross from the N region and recombine with the holes existing in the P region. Actually, the electrons are recombining with the holes. Okay. So then the free electrons are in the conduction band of energy levels, while holes are in the valence energy band. Valence energy band. Then
ও ম্যাম, ডিপালশন রিজিয়ন কোনটা আর হচ্ছে ডিপালশন রিজিয়নে কি হয় অ্যাকচুয়ালি?
this is P, this is N. Okay. When we act, this region is known as a depletion region. If we give a forward bias, then the electrons from the N side go to the depletion region and holes from the P sides also going to the depletion region and recombine with each other, and in this region there is no energy carrier. Okay, so this portion is in neutral. As this portion is neutral means there is no energy carrier, means the holes or electrons are not present there. Free electrons are not present in that region. So this region is called the depletion region. Okay.
ওকে ম্যাম।
As the free electrons are in the conduction band and the holes are in the valence band, therefore the energy levels of the holes will be lesser than the energy levels of the electrons. Some portion of energy must be dissipated in the order to recombine the electrons with the holes. Okay. This energy is emitted in the form of heat and light. The electrons dissipate energy in the form of heat for silicon and germanium diodes. But in gallium arsenide phosphide, GaAsP, and gallium phosphide GAP semiconductors, the electrons dissipate energy by emitting the photons. Photons mean in form of light. If the semiconductor is translucent, the junction becomes the source of light as it emitted, thus becoming a light emitting diode. But when the junction is reverse biased, no light will be produced by the LED. On the contrary, the device may also be get damaged. Okay. We simply know that as a PN junction is a unidirectional device, if we apply reverse bias, the PN junction may be damaged. The same thing happened here. Okay. There are different types of photoemitting diodes like gallium arsenide phosphide, aluminum gallium arsenide phosphide, gallium phosphide, aluminium gallium phosphide, gallium nitride, gallium indium nitride, silicon carbide, zinc selenide, aluminium gallium nitride. Okay, so these types of there are there are some types of light emitting diode, and this light emitting diode reproduces this type of lights. Means gallium arsenide emits the infrared light. Gallium arsenide phosphide produces red to infrared and orange color light. Okay. Likewise, AlGa AsP produces high brightness red, orange and yellow color light. Gallium phosphide produces red, yellow and green color light. Aluminium gallium phosphide produces the green color light. Okay. Gallium nitride produces green emerald green color light. Gallium indium nitride produces near ultraviolet bluish green and blue color. Silicon carbide produces blue as a substrate. Okay. Zinc selenide produces blue color light, and aluminium gallium nitride produces the ultraviolet color light, or range in the range of ultraviolet radiation. Okay. So now this is the IV characteristics of LED. In case of normal PN junction diode, the IV characteristics, this is for forward bias and this is for reverse bias. Okay. So here is no case of reverse bias, so only the forward bias condition are taken into considerations. Okay. And these IV characteristics are drawn depending upon the color light or wavelength radiation, light intensity. The important characteristics of the LED is nothing but the color. In the starting use of LED, there is only red color. Only there is a red color of LED. As the use of LED is increased with the help of the semiconductor process and doing the research on new metals of LED, the different colors are formed. Okay. So this is the curve for infrared. This is red. This is for orange or amber, and this is for blue. Okay. So this is the IV characteristics. Then what are the applications of LED? LED is used as a bulb in the homes and industry. We use the LED because of low wattage. Okay, means the low wattage LED produces efficient illumination. The light emitting diodes are used in the motorcycles and cars. These are used in the mobile phones to display the message. At the traffic signal, light signal, LEDs are also used. Okay. Now the advantages of LEDs. What are the advantages? Long life. The components of the LED and the way that they generate light significantly extend the lifespan of these bulbs. where other bulbs' lifespans are shortened through both proper and improper uses. The LED bulb's low heat levels, durability, and energy efficiency make it possible for it to outlast other types of bulbs by thousands of hours. See typical range in hours and average rated lifetime hours for incandescent lamp in lifetime in hours. Okay, this is in hours. So in case of incandescent lamp, the lifetime is 750 to 2000. In case of halogen, 2000 to 4000 hours. In case of fluorescent, it may be vary from 7000 to 15,000 hours. In case of CFL, this is 8,000 to 20,000 hours. But in case of LED, it likely around 35,000 to 50,000 hours. Okay, so we see that LED has a long life, okay, than the others. Now, the energy efficiency. Because of their lumen output per watt, LEDs are capable of turning about 70% of their energy into light. This makes them more efficient than other bulbs, which waste a lot of energy by turning it into heat. It only takes 6-watt LED bulb to produce the amount of a light that a 40-watt incandescent does, and their low temperature also makes them safer to operate. In comparison, incandescent bulbs can get so hot that they should be kept out of reach of the children who might burn themselves. And they have also been known to cause fires if they accidentally come into contact with the flammable materials or a carton fabric. So now, replacing a single 60-watt light bulb with an LED results in a reduction of approximately 160 kg of carbon dioxide emissions per year. So if you replace 10 lamps in your home with LEDs, then what happens? Then 1599 kg CO2 emissions annually. We can reduce emission of 1599 kg of CO2 emissions annually. Okay. So now the high brightness and intensity. LEDs are capable of eliminating an extremely high level of brightness. That's why wattage is no longer a viable measurement of brightness. Instead, looking at a bulb's lumen output when you are making the switch to LEDs or other energy efficient lighting. Okay. So 40-watt bulbs, in case of incandescent, it only produces 450 lumens. Okay. CFL produces 2,400 lumens, but 40-watt LED bulbs produces 4,000 lumens. Okay. Then exceptional color range. As we see that LED produces a different of colors. Okay. So this is also an advantage. Incandescent bulb require gels or painters to create different colors and shades of light. On the other hand, LEDs offer a wide range of colors and color temperatures without the use of gels or filters, which can burn out or fade them over time. With LEDs, it is the actual diode or its phosphorus coating that is changed to alter the color of the emitted light. So you can trust that it will stay the same shade until the end of its lifespan. Okay. So there is no change of the light from the very first day to the end of the lifespan of the light. Okay. So low radiated heat. While an incandescent bulb operates by heating its filament to the temperature that produces light, and LED bulbs emits the electromagnetic energy, okay, as a light when electrified. By turning energy into light instead of heat, rather than using heat to generate light, LEDs are able to operate at significantly lower temperature than the other type of light. So, what little heat LEDs to generate is dissipated by a special heat sink, which is designed to absorb the heat and disperse it safely away from the diode. Okay. So, if we touch the fixture base, feel warm, but LEDs themselves do not emit the infrared radiation in their beam. Okay. Now, the reliability. LEDs are very durable and reliable from lighting. They can operate safely in colder temperatures and can withstand more impact and vibration than other light bulbs because they have no filaments or other fragile parts. This stability makes them ideal for use in areas that will be subject to temperature fluctuations, inclement weather, and jostling, such as outdoors or in the ceiling fan fixtures. Okay. So, and the last 2 points are instantaneous illuminations and directional light. Instantaneous illumination means, unlike CFLs, which take a few moments to warm up, LEDs operate at full brightness from the moment you flip the switch. And the directional lighting, by design, LEDs emit their light in one direction rather than all around. This helps reduce energy consumption because no light is wasted or trapped within the reflectors or and diffusers, which can keep over half the generated light from existing the bulb. So the directional nature of this output makes LEDs ideal for applications such as task lighting and recessed downlights. Okay. So
मैम टास्क लाइटिंग बोलते
I can't hear.
हैं टास्क लाइटिंग मींस
Please, I can't hear.
मैम टास्क लाइटिंग मींस टास्क लाइटिंग हाँ
Task lighting means the lighting which is required for your daily walks. Means if you
ओके 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 ओके
okay, so reading the task.
यस मैम ओके मैम
Okay,
यस मैम
actually this refers to specific activity. Clear?
यस मैम
Okay, that's all for today.